Hi everyone, Andrew London here with Kirsten.
Hi.
And our very special guest, Wayne Mason.
Yay!
Hi, it's great to be here.
It's very good to be here. It's very good to have you here. It's really nice to be down at level 2 now where we can start to socialise a little bit and see our friends. So at great expense from 150 metres up the road, we have imported our special guest for you today. Now you'll notice, of course, that Wayne in fact looks a little bit smaller than Kirsten and me.
That's what happens when you get older, Andrew.
Yeah.
Start shrinking.
So this is not actually the original Wayne Mason. This is little Wayne Mason, and shall henceforth be known as little Wayne Mason for the duration of the show. And Wayne's come to play a little piano for us. See what I did there? Okay, look, thank you very much, everyone. I can't believe this is our 6th episode of Live at the Londons. Direct from the Home Office. Just move your head there for a second, Wayne. Thank you. Yes, straight from the Home Office. Good. And this is extraordinary. You know, we've had lots of wonderful messages from all around the world. Thank you for your ongoing contributions to the lockdown isolation blues and your jokes that you keep sending in. Some of them are fantastic. Some of them are terrible. I think I keep picking the terrible ones because Kirsten we haven't got better than a 7 out of 10 yet, I don't think.
I'm waiting.
So we're going to try, but I've got some real doozies this episode. You just wait and see.
We'll wait.
Yeah.
Wait and see.
Now, thanks. It's lovely to hear from people all around the world, and it's especially nice this episode to hear from some friends of Laurie Earls, John and Sue, who are in the UK, but they were here in New Zealand with Laurie for 5.5 weeks. They were great company, painted, they gardened, they cooked and cleaned and mended the mower. Walked the dog and bought wine.
Yay, we could do with them here.
When you come next, you will be staying with us, John and Sue. Please, that would be great. Thank you very much. Okay, and thanks most of all for your donations to our virtual tip jar. We appreciate that very much. That's very, very kind. We had started to have a couple of venues put out the feelers for gigs.
Yes.
At the moment. We'll see where that goes. They're all struggling with the whole sort of distancing, seating, single serving thing, but I'm sure some of them are going to get round that in the next week or two. So we might be out and about a little bit, which would be great. So we're going to do some tunes for you, and we're going to start with a song called Stingray, which is all about a bloke that I never met but was told about at great length by a bloke called Greg Hayes, who I met on a cruise ship. It was a trip that I did with, I think, James Tate Jameson and Ross McDermott, and Ross played bass because Kirsten had to stay home and look after the kids on that particular trip. And we spent a lot of time in the crew bar with this fellow Greg Hayes, I was just about to say he was a barman. He wasn't a barman. He was a comedian who was on the ship, was working like we were, and he told this fantastic story about how before he'd been an entertainer, he'd been a butcher's apprentice in a little town called Nookinborough in Western Australia, and he told us all about this guy he worked with called Ronnie Ray, who of course everyone called, for obvious reasons, Sting.
Sting.
So, Stingray. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. When I was just a young man in my prime, I plied the butcher's trade in a town called Nookinborough with a guy called Ronnie Ray. But everyone that knew him called him Sting. Now Stingray had been a butcher 30 years or more by then, and accumulated nothing much, at least nothing that might pin him down. But to hear him talk, think he's born a king. Said he'd never settled down, never had a spouse, lived all alone in a little flat in the back of a lady's house, and once a week they'd share a matinee. Now he said that with a sideways wink, and then went on to say how the Nookinborough pub was only 100 yards away, as if they'd built it down there just for him. And he'd say, oh, I'm laughing, I'm bloody laughing. 6 white shirts and a set of knives in me little flat. Far as life's gone, buddy, I reckon I hold all the bits. I'm telling you boys, I wouldn't be dead for quits. longer shift than me, so he only did 4 days out of a week when the rest of us would do 5 to earn our pay. I'm a gentleman of leisure, Sting would say. And you know we got no favors as butchers in those days. Offcuts for our dogs, the only perks that came our way. I'll show you boys the tricks, says old Stingray. Takes his bag of dog chops when the boss is not in sight. Slides the biggest rump steak in between and seals it tight. Filet mignon at Stingray's flat that night. And he'd say, I'm laughing, I'm bloody laughing. 6 white shirts and a set of knives in me little flat. Fire as lives go, buddy, I reckon I hold all the bets. I'm telling you boys, I wouldn't be dead for quits. Well, I moved along to other things as young men have to do, and I never saw old Sting again, but I'm sure he'd made it through at the butcher's shop down Nookenborough Way. Now there's lots of blokes with sailing boats, stock portfolios, and it's safe to say that old Stingray'd never end up one of those. And I reckon that'd be just fine with him, 'cause he'd say, I'm laughing, I'm bloody laughing. 6 white shirts and a set of knives in me little flat. As far as lives go, buddy, I reckon I hold all the bets. I'm telling you boys, I wouldn't be dead for quids. Well, I'm laughing, I'm bloody laughing. 6 white shirts and a set of knives in me little flat. As far as lives go, buddy, I reckon I hold all the bets. I'm telling you boys, I wouldn't be dead for quids. I'm telling you boys, I wouldn't be dead for quids. Hee. All right. Stingray, thank you very much. Everybody, I'm saying thank you because I'm imagining a titter of applause just going around the room. Now, I'm just going to retune my guitar very quickly, and once I've finished retuning it very quickly, I'm going to remember to turn it back on. Because that's the sort of thing that has happened here on Live on the London's recordings.
Yes.
The Londons have worked very hard to do an entire show, and then let down by the technical crew for not turning the guitar back on after Andrew tunes it. You know, there's the little elves that run around our feet doing these sorts of things. And every now and again they just slack off, you know, go out for a fag and let us down. Okay. Now we'd like to do an old song. We recorded this last year with Wayne, I think, and Nils, actually. It's called I Wish That I Could Shimmy Like My Sister Kate. And it's a very old song. In fact, it was 100 years old last year. It's written by a guy, I think, called Clarence Williams. I first heard it on an album by Roy Phillips and the Peddlers, which was recorded in about 1969 in the Pickwick Club in London. And that was exactly 50 years, of course, after the song was written. And here we are, another 50 years later, doing it again. Turn the guitar back on.
Turn my guitar back on, please. Yes.
That's better. All right. Shall I do this once?
Yes,
I usually do, don't
yeah.
I? I usually do it once because that takes that long for everybody to remember
That's
what
right.
song it is.
That's it.
Yeah, okay. Well, I wish that I could shimmy like my sister Kate, shaking like a bowl of jelly on that plate. Mama was asking just the other night. She said, well, how come everybody treating Kate so right? I said, Mama, oh Mama, it's understood. Kate's the best shaker in the neighborhood. I might be late, but I'll be up to date. Shimmy like my sister Kate. Oh, I wish that I could shimmy like my sister Kate. Wouldn't come home until way past late. Oh, I'd be out most every night. I'd be doing everywhere to doing it right. It's if Mama is understood. Kate's the best shaker in the neighborhood. I might be late, but I'll be up to date. Shimmy like my sister Kate. Waiting, yeah. Shimmy like my sister Kate, shaking like a bowl of jelly on that plate. Mama was asking just the other night, she said, well, how come everybody treating Kate so right? I said, Mama, what's understood? Kate's the best shaker in the neighborhood. I might be late, but I'll be up to date. Shimmy like my sister Kate now, shimmy like my sister Kate, no yeah, shimmy like my sister Kate. All right. Whew. Okay, I wish I could shimmy like my sister Kate. And now it is time for a bit of a surprise for Wayne. This is the lockdown isolation blues that, of course, he's never heard before. And so people have been sending in, for those of you who are just perhaps tuning in, for the last month, people have been sending in verses for this, and we're up to 90 something, I think. And so we do five per episode. So it's going to take us quite a while to do it. So we're thinking about, we might actually tuck the lockdown isolation blues away on a shelf for a little while after this, perhaps, and do something else. I've got another idea which I'll lay on you later on. But this episode we have had contributions from our panel of selectors have chosen verses and choruses from Susanna Kent, Ray Reynolds, Carol Hay and Avon Hanson-Beattie. Thanks very much, guys. I hope you don't. I've nipped and tucked and cut and pasted and massaged the words a little bit just to fit in with my way of phrasing things. I hope that's okay. Please don't be offended with my interfering with your literary oeuvre. But that's what happened. We're going to start off with a verse and a chorus from Susanna Kent. She's a doctor, so it's got a sort of a medical theme, and the rest of them are on the theme of things that you do. In fact, they're all really on the theme of things that people have been doing while they've been locked down.
Makes sense.
Yes, yeah. And I think I'm right in saying this time is the first time out of 6 episodes that there is no reference to alcohol.
Wow.
Which is most unusual. Okay. Are we ready?
Yes.
We'll start, Wayne, and you join in when you feel whenever you feel
when the force moves me.
When the force moves you. Yes, good idea. That would be fantastic. Okay, and we'll have a solo in the middle somewhere.
Okay.
Okay. What could possibly go wrong? Are you ready?
Yes.
I got them lockdown isolation blues. I got them lockdown isolation blues. Well, I'm an essential worker, looking out for COVID and the flus. You like this one? Well, I'm moving to the COVID dance in the car park with Nurse Rose. Good old Rose, good on Rose. The car window is wound right down to about as far as it can go. And then I gently poke the swab into the oropharynx and the nose. A bit of medical terminology there. We've run out of jigsaw puzzles, and we're glaring over cards. We've run out of jigsaw puzzles, and we're glaring over cards. Stop saying please and thank yous, and yep, bedtime's getting hard. What do you got waiting? clothes, maybe get myself quite fit. So I rummaged round in the attic, found my old gym kit. Well, it's strange how tight it feels now. I guess it just must have shrunk a bit. I spend time painting fences. That's how I keep myself amused. I'll paint anything not moving just to keep me in the groove. I got them lockdown isolation blues. All right. That was episode 6's Lockdown Isolation Blues. Nice one, Wayne.
Nice one.
Oh, yeah, you played that like you'd heard it before almost. Okay. Now, yes, there have been a lot of requests for me to shut up and let Kirsten sing more. This is I have to say, this is a common theme at our gigs. And certainly during these live at the London's Direct from the Home Office episodes. So, in response to popular request, we're going to get Kirsten to sing a Peggy Lee tune that she does beautifully, and it's a musician's wife's song.
It totally is. Yeah.
Okay. In the key of C minor.
In the key of C minor.
2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
You had plenty money back in 82. You let that other woman make a fool of you. Why don't you do right?
Why don't you do right?
Like some other men do.
Why don't you do like the other men do?
Get out of here and get me some money too. You're sitting there wondering what it's all about. If you ain't got no money, gonna throw you out. Why don't you do right?
Why don't you do right?
Like some other men do.
Why don't you do like the other men do?
Get out of here and get me some money too.
Oh, that was fun.
some money too.
Oh, very nice, love. Very nice.
boys.
Why don't you do right?
Wayne.
I meant to say, yeah, that was especially for our friend Roz, Scott Stevenson, and Jan Palmer, amongst lots of others. So there we go. We'll get Kirsten to do something more often, I promise. But right now, it's time for Roll on the Floor Laughing.
Oh.
This is where you don't have to actually roll on the floor laughing. No. Well, unless you find unless it's so funny.
Is this a joke?
This is a joke. This is where people send, all the good people out there, they've been sending me in jokes, hand over fist, and I gather them up and I pick what I think are the best ones among them that are most likely to get Kirsten rolling on the floor laughing, and she has to judge them between 1 and 10. And I have to tell you that she's a very, very hard room. We've had 3s and 4s.
Yes.
And we might have had an 8. I thought we had an 8, but it might have been a 7.
I think it was a 7.
And we haven't had anything above that. But this time, I'm confident, everybody. I'm confident that I have selected comedy gold that is going to get Kirsten just falling about.
Dun, 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 dun. Off you go.
Are you ready?
Yes.
What is the difference between people in Dubai and people in Abu Dhabi?
I don't know.
People in Dubai don't like the Flintstones, but people in Abu Dhabi do. How about that? That's quite funny, isn't it? I thought that was funny. What do you think about that?
It's okay.
It's
pretty-
okay, isn't it?
okay.
Yeah, see, I think Wayne's thinking it's about the same as me. It's mildly funny. 4 or 5.
Really?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, it's a little giggle, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, it was.
So,
Oh,
yeah, it's not just me, I feel.
oh, maybe not. Okay. Oh, well, that was the best one I had. Well, possibly not. No, possibly not. You see. See what you think of this. I bought an LP of wasp noises, but when I played the first track, it didn't sound. It didn't sound like a wasp, and so Wayne thinks it's funny already. and the second track didn't sound like a wasp, and it was only then I realised I was playing the B side.
Yeah, it's not bad.
What do you think of that? Hey, was that quite, you like that one?
Yeah, I like that one. I like that.
That's sort of thing
Okay.
I would think of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
I like that.
Out of 10?
Yeah, oh, it's a good 8.
Yeah,
A
good.
good
Yeah,
8.
a good 8.
8.
Yeah,
Oh,
8,
brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay. All right. Oh, I might be on. Okay, so I see. I'm getting in a
I
bit of
didn't
a...
see that coming.
Well, that's the
No, I
one.
didn't see it coming.
The ones you don't see coming are the funniest.
I
aren't
know,
they?
yeah.
All
I
right.
like that.
You ready? This is number 3.
Okay.
Man says, "Doctor, help me. I'm addicted to Twitter." Doctor says, "Sorry, I don't follow you."
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's quite funny, isn't it?
it's quite
That's
funny.
quite funny.
Yeah.
Not as
Yeah.
good as a B one, though.
No, I'd
No?
put it a 7.
It's a 7.
Yeah.
It's a 7, 8, and a
Yeah.
4.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's all twisted around in different ways. All right, last one. Are you ready for this one?
Yes.
Okay. I went to the chemist today and asked the assistant, "What kills the coronavirus?" "Ammonia cleaner," she said. "Oh," I said, "I'm sorry, I thought you worked here." Ammonia cleaner.
That's poignant.
That's pretty good, eh?
Yeah.
What do you
Yeah,
think about that?
That's quite good.
Yeah.
It's clever.
Yeah.
Clever and funny.
Ammonia cleaner.
Yeah, ammonia cleaner.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Oh, yeah, I'm putting it up.
7.9.
Yeah. The
7.9.
bee still
The
gets
bee was
it.
the
I have
one-
to
the bee
say,
was
I
the
like
one.
the bee.
It's
Yeah.
Okay.
so
Yeah.
nicely.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's very interesting. All right. All right. There we go. Now you've got a good idea of what makes Kirsten laugh. Okay.
Same things as make Wayne laugh. So there
Obviously.
we go.
Yeah.
I was already laughing at the,
Yes.
at the
Oh, yeah,
wasp.
yeah.
the concept
Because
of
it's
an album of wasp
yes,
noise.
That was funny in itself.
It was funny. So maybe, but that's therein lies a clue as to
Yeah.
how to how to invent a good joke. Yeah, I hope you folks are learning from this because, frankly, some of what you've sent me was not really up to scratch. I mean, even I didn't think it was funny. Some of it was brilliant. Some of it was brilliant and a bit rude. And so we're not. This is a family show, so we don't do
You
rude.
didn't get the one about the astronauts going to the sun, sending the astronauts to the sun.
No, what's that one?
Oh, the NASA were talking about sending an astronauts to the sun, and someone said, but it'll be too hot. And President Trump said, we'll send them at night time.
Brilliant, brilliant. He would too. He would too.
I thought it was really good.
Okay,
like
very
that
good.
one.
You've had a bonus there, a fifth shot. What would you give that one? Would you give? That's
I'd
quite-
give that a good 7.
Would you? That'd
Yeah.
good at 7. Okay, all right. Okay, let's get off the roll on the floor laughing. But that's a very good result, actually. Today, a 7, a couple of 7s and an 8.
Yes.
Brilliant. All right. I ain't going to give nobody none of my jelly roll. This is another good old tune that we recorded last year. Another one that's 100 years old. I think it was written by the same guy. Actually, Clarence Williams might have been. We all start this together, don't we?
I think
it's
we
in
do.
the key
Yeah.
of C, isn't it? I
Yes.
ain't going to give.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Are we ready?
Yeah, as we'll ever be.
A 1, 2, a 1, 2. I ain't gonna give nobody none my jelly roll. Wouldn't give you a slice of this cake to save my soul. My mama told me today, before she went away, if I'd be a good boy, she'd buy me a toy. I'm my mama's baby boy. Ain't no use for you kids to keep on hanging round. Oh, I love you guys and I hate to bring you down. This jelly roll is sweet and it's mighty good to eat. I know you want it, but you ain't gonna get it, 'cause I ain't gonna give you none. Waiting! jelly roll. Wouldn't give you a bite of this cake to save my soul. My mama told me today, before she went away, if I'd be a good boy, she'd buy me a toy. Well, I'm my mama's baby boy. Ain't no use if you kids keep hanging round. I love you guys and I hate to bring you down. This jelly roll is sweet and it's mighty good to eat. I know you want it, but you ain't gonna get it. I ain't gonna give you none. I know you want it, but you ain't gonna get it, 'cause I ain't gonna give you none. Yes! All right. I ain't gonna give you none and buy jelly roll. Okay, now, we're thinking that we might have a new segment here, may possibly take the place of the lockdown isolation blues, because we're down to level 2 now, you see, which means we're not locked down and isolated as much, and it's kind of, maybe it's sort of done its relevance. But I've had a really good idea posted to me, which was to have a limerick every episode.
A limerick.
Now, you all know what a limerick is. It's a bit like, it's not unlike a blues song, actually. You've got
Right.
2 lines that rhyme and then 2 more that rhyme and then a final one that rhymes with the first 2. And Susan Robertson sent me a really good one,
Excellent.
which I'm going to read for you. So this is going to be your sample. Okay, this is your template. and it goes like this. The problem with self-isolation is it can lead to sexual predation. Prince Andrew sneaked out to put himself about and earned the scorn of the nation. Okay? So, what I think we'll do is, I'll put that on my website, and you can go and have a look at it if you want to and use it as a bit of a template, but the opening line is brilliant, and we'll use that, the problem with self-isolation. Okay? So there's your first line. Go and write a limerick and email it to me, and I'll pick the best one next episode and read it out and then come up with another first line. How about that?
Yeah, okay, I like that.
That's a good idea, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, excellent. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much. That's good. I think that's a great idea. Now, we have had a few people asked to do this next song. It is a bit of a favourite of ours. Judith Bignell, we'd like to do this for you, Judith. This is a song called I Think I'll Buy a Yacht. Do you remember that one?
Yes.
Okay. We haven't done it for a while,
No,
have we?
we haven't.
This was a song I was inspired to write after I was driving into Wellington one day, the capital city. For those of you from overseas, if you're listening in from Ulaanbaatar or Reykjavik or somewhere, Wellington is the capital city, has a beautiful harbour, and in the middle of the harbour on this particular day was an apparition that looked like it had come out of Star Trek, which turned out to be, I didn't know at the time, was the world's most expensive super yacht. It was owned by a couple of Russian pharmaceutical billionaires whose names begin with A, so they had quite modestly named it A, capital A. Now you can do a virtual tour of this super yacht on YouTube, which I did when I got home. I had a look all around it. It's lavishly decked out and appointed. It's quite remarkable. It's got little ports in the side out of which other little yachtlings come out and sail about and then pop back in again. And it's got cloaking technology like a Klingon warship would have. And
It
it's...
makes yourself quite hard to find though if you got lost and needed
Yeah,
help.
I'm not sure if it's
You'd
the
have
most
to turn
brilliant...
your technology off, then
Yeah.
wouldn't you? Your cloaking device.
Yeah. Wouldn't be much good if you were in the, what's that place?
Bermuda Triangle.
Bermuda Triangle. The last thing you'd want.
Wonder if they hang it up in the cloakroom.
Take your cloaking device off.
Take the cloak device off. Put it in the wardrobe.
Put it in the cloak.
Yeah, all right. Oh, God. It's just the way it's going to be with Wayne from now on. Okay. Yes, and the thing that most impressed me about it was that in one of the staterooms, the walls are covered in white stingray hides. And I couldn't help wondering what else you could have done with apparently $400 million, what it cost, and I don't know how many stingray hides. And so I was musing on that subject and wrote this little song. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pharmaceuticals and global clientele, buying all I got to sell, do really, 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 really well. I'm doing fine, like that's a crime. I'm making money in munitions and a fortune out of gas. Got a castle in Morocco, a factory in Madras, really, 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 really well. I could buy a Maserati, I could buy a piece of Spain, sell all my Picassos and buy it back again. Got $100 million blowed in one shot. Meant to do it yesterday, I just forgot. I think I'll buy a yacht, a really, really big yacht. Think I'll buy a really, 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 really big yacht. Oh, and I'm doing great. Well, now, for goodness sake, why don't you just stop going on about the poor? Why don't you shove them in my face? If they worked a little harder, they could end up in my place. Really, 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 really well. I could maybe build a hospital in Kenya or Chad, eradicate malaria, or what's that other thing they had? Got $100 million blowed in one shot. Meant to do it yesterday, I just forgot. Hey, I think I'll buy a yacht, really, really big yacht. money I could buy a piece of Spain, sell all my Picassos and buy them back again. Got $100 million blown in one shot. Meant to do it yesterday, I just forgot. I think I'll buy a yacht, a really, really big yacht. I think I'll buy a yacht, a really, really big yacht. Some sort of closing device. If I want to, I can hide it. Got a little docking bay, I'll put another yacht inside it. I'm doing well, I'm doing well, I'm doing well. Ooh, what about those endangered species? God, I love them all. Let's skin 100 stingrays and stick them on the wall. I'm doing well, I'm doing well, I'm doing well. Oh, I think I'll buy a really, 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 really big yacht. Whew. Woo. All right. There we are. That's what I'm going to do. Hey, that just about brings us to the end of this episode, everyone. I hope that you've enjoyed it, and I hope you've enjoyed having Wayne here with us. We certainly have. Yes.
Yeah, thanks, Wayne.
Yep.
You're welcome.
And we'd like to finish off with a little song that we always enjoy playing with Wayne. It's a song I wrote when I was in the cattle stops a few years ago. It's called Play My Way Home. And it was on an album called Back to Rosetta Road. And it did pretty well, actually. It was nominated as a finalist for the TUI Album of the Year, Country Album of the Year, and then it got picked up by the producers of a local movie, and the movie was called Secondhand Wedding, and the song was one of many on the album that formed part of the soundtrack to the wedding. And then the country's probably best known music critic put it in his top 10 worst albums of the year. so yes, it's been a
Keeping it real.
keeping
This
it
is a
real.
beautiful song.
It is, well, thank you. Thanks very much, mate. I always enjoy doing it. It's especially lovely when you play it with us. It's called Play My Way Home, which is kind of what we're doing. So all the best, everybody. And I meant to say a thank you once again for your contributions. Send us a limerick and some jokes, for goodness sake. You've got an idea of, what appeals now. And thanks so much for the donations to the virtual tip jar. We really appreciate it. The information on all of that is on my website, andrewlondon.co.nz, and we hope to see you in episode 7, and we might be allowed to have another special guest, or maybe a full-size Wayne Mason. We'll see.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't play for the money, and sometimes I don't play for the beer. Sometimes I can't find a better reason than to sometimes just play my way home. Even a rich man has to hurry. Even a blind man gets to roam. Sometimes I can't find a better reason than to sometimes just play my way home. All lights out, everybody's leaving. I've just got time to write one more line. Can't play the black notes when I'm sober. Can't play the white notes when I'm drunk. Sometimes I can't find a better reason than to sometimes just play my way home. lights out, everybody's leaving. I've just got time to write one more line. Can't play the black notes when I'm sober. Can't play the white notes when I'm drunk. And sometimes I can't find better reason than to sometimes just play my way home. Than to sometimes just play my way home. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Wayne.
Thank you.
Thanks, Wayne. Bye.
Bye.